computer age. Predicted in science fiction years ago by authors such as Arthur C. Clarke in 2001, A Space Odyssey, the future is now. And at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, the same place where Clarke's fictional computer HAL was invented, the first academic center for supercomputing in the United States is now online. The supercomputer is a Cray XMP with 2 processors, 4 million words of memory, and a high-speed 32 million word solid-state disk, which basically means that this computer is hundreds, even thousands of times faster than a conventional high-speed computer. Until this system was installed at the U of I in 1986, only the nuclear weapons development labs had supercomputers. The academic and non-military researchers had to go to Germany to use an American-made Cray supercomputer. A faculty member at the U of I realized the inefficiency of this situation and set about changing it.
And so when I came back from Munich, after a lot of conversations with my colleagues there, I realized that this country was just asleep. It had just missed the boat in coupling these incredible tools for exploration, these modern computers, to our best minds in the universities. And so I set about to change national policy. And I went to the Congress, to the NSF, and basically told the story of the supercomputer famine that had existed in American universities all during the 70s and 80s. And we found a very responsive Congress. They initiated a major new national program, one of the largest in the history of the National Science Foundation, to put these machines in our universities and to really open up all areas of research to the enormous power that these machines have.
The National Science Foundation awarded a $43 million grant to the U of I, thanks to Larry Smarr's hard work. The National Center for Supercomputing Applications, or the NCSA, is now in full swing, with most of the researchers working on software programs to talk to the supercomputer with. They interface with the Cray through PCs set up at various locations on campus. One of the most vital functions that the supercomputer performs is the ability to synthesize millions of bits of information into high-quality graphics. Scientists are not machines, and it's just as hard for them to keep track of large numbers and equations as anyone else. In the world of radio astronomy, it's especially helpful. The radio waves explore deep space and send back information, but not in the form of an optical image. That's where the computer comes in.
And if you obtain the proper data and process it through the supercomputer, you can bring out details of amazing complexity and intricacy, details that one might otherwise have to get a lot closer to the object you're looking at in order to see. So it's in some sense it's a very cheap way of taking a trip to the vicinity of one of these regions, star formation regions or comets, and obtaining very highly detailed pictures of what's going on.
The interdisciplinary approach of the NCSA will allow the same program developed for astronomy to work for other areas of science just as well.
We're just simply imaging pictures of comets and molecular clouds, and these same imaging techniques might hold over into making a picture of the brain using nuclear magnetic resonance, or making a picture of a faulty joint failing in a building in an engineering study, civil engineering study, or it might have to do with whether your satellite is looking at oats or corn as you do a flyby over the world and assess the agricultural assets of the world, or it might have to do with anything involving imaging data processing.
The supercomputer's incredible memory is going to help answer some basic questions of physics, possibly the most basic question of all: how the universe was formed. By helping the theorist crunch millions of numbers and symbols, these volumes of equations can be turned into a more sensible form that can help bring about a new understanding.
And this is the kind of a system that I think a lot of scientists have dreamed of having, to do both their number crunching, where they can sit and look at a bunch of nice color graphics on the screen and compare them and see what's happening. To do this, you have to have an enthusiasm for wanting to understand the universe. I mean, that's the real underlying thing. You want to know. And the more powerful tools you have to know, the happier you are. So we're all very happy around here to have these powerful tools. But the pictures you have in your mind are so beautiful, and the simulations that people do are so beautiful that it's like art. And so just because this is a machine doesn't mean it can't have something to do with beauty and with art.
And it does have something to do with art. Computer graphics are brilliant and colorful, and artists are just beginning to scratch the surface of this exciting new art form.
My skills are those of a designer, and I don't think I'm really doing anything differently than I would if I were designing or illustrating a cover for a book, for example, except that the tools are different, and instead of using brushes and pens and rulers, I use a keyboard and the digitizer pad and the mouse. But the thinking process, I think, is still very much the same.
By combining the visual skills of the artist with the theoretical skills of the scientist, the use of supercomputers will bring about a new age of visual enlightenment. Again, this is one of the great hopes for the NCSA, to bring about an interdisciplinary convergence from humanist to physicist, musician to engineer.
What we have seen in the arts and science since the beginning of this century is a new kind of thinking and a new abstraction. But also all disciplines really want to see. Physicians want to see inside the body. Astronomers want to see the galaxies. Physicists want to see atoms. Statisticians want to see something out of reams of paper besides of numbers. They actually want to see what's going on with their data. We all are attempting in one way or another to visualize, to see, and to understand this universe.
The future of the NCSA is very bright.
I'm on fire. I just, this is it. This is my life. I'm doing this all the time, and I can't imagine being at a time where I would have more freedom for creativity or more leverage on historically the way science is being done. So most of the normal words, thrilled, etc., don't really capture it. I mean, it's a lifetime experience. I don't think I or any of the other people working on this project will ever participate in anything quite so monumental again in our lives. And so you'll see that I think everybody is going far beyond any normal commitment to a project to make this happen. It's a great adventure. We're setting out on voyages of discovery.